Certified by Weather Rate, Knoxville's most accurate forecast. This is your Forecast First from the WATE 6 on Your Side Storm Team, sponsored by Knoxville Wholesale Furniture, the furniture you want.
Hey everybody, I'm meteorologist Ken Weathers. Clouds starting to break up a little bit. That's allowing temperatures to drop off quickly. Mid to upper 30s right now, and by tomorrow morning, 20s and 30s. But at least we're going to see some sunshine. I'll tell you if it warms up any this weekend as the news starts now.
Breaking news tonight in the search for missing 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation announcing in just the last hour that authorities have found remains believed to be those of the missing Sullivan County toddler. Right now, we want to show you what you're looking at here, an image from the scene shared to us by our sister station in the Tri-Cities. This is in the 500 block of Muddy Creek Road. The sheriff's office there says the property belongs to a family member of Evelyn's mother, Megan Boswell. Tommy Boswell Sr., Evelyn's grandfather, lives at the home. Now, Tommy told our sister station in February that he called the Department of Children's Services to report Evelyn missing. The TBI issued an Amber Alert for the 15-month-old on February 19th after she reportedly had not been seen since the day after Christmas. Hundreds of tips were shared with the agency, with several leads followed in the search. Now, the TBI is saying an autopsy is pending and the investigation remains ongoing at this hour. We are told, though, a press conference will be held tonight. That press conference scheduled to start within the next 20 minutes, and as soon as it begins, of course, we're going to take you straight to it. Well, elsewhere, President Trump, along with Senators Marsha Blackburn and Lamar Alexander, are visiting Middle Tennessee to survey the damage from this week's deadly tornadoes.
I have a message for the families of those that lost their lives. We love them. They're special people. It's an incredible place, incredible state, tremendous heart. Already you see people rebuilding.
Air Force One landing in Nashville around 11 o'clock this morning before the president was sent by helicopter to Putnam County, the community seeing the biggest impact. Now, once the president landed, he was met by Governor Lee along with county and city leaders. President Trump and Governor Lee stopping by Jefferson Avenue Church of Christ. The president thanking first responders and volunteers there for their work this week.
It was really nice of them to show up for us. You know, the governor led a great prayer. You know, everyone in this church appreciated that. We're thankful for the moral support and the funding that the government will provide. You know, we're not sitting around waiting on anybody to save us. If you look back here, people have been great. They've been dropping stuff off. We've been trying to do our best to get it to the people that need it.
Now, before departing Nashville, the president praising Tennessee's response to the tornadoes.
It's a great state, and they have great leadership in this state, and that's why it's working out like it is.
We should note President Trump also meeting survivors of that devastating EF4 tornado in Putnam County. WAT 6 on Your Side reporter Elizabeth Kubel revisiting a West Cookeville neighborhood tonight hit hard early Tuesday morning.
This is a neighborhood where so many people have made memories. They've walked their dogs or strolled their children on this street, the same street President Donald Trump visited earlier today.
To see Secret Service and the U.S. President driving down the same corner that we turned down for the last 3.5 years is unreal.
The president, along with other state leaders walking through this Cookeville neighborhood, reduced to rubble after a tornado tore through it early Tuesday morning. Eric Johnson capturing President Trump's arrival and recalling the moment they came face to face.
This whole driveway was with people standing up through here, and he was right here in this area. We told him actually that we lived on a corner right here. He asked us if everyone survived, and we said yeah, and he just was kind of in shock. Said, wow, you survived that.
Johnson says the president shook every survivor's hand, led to the group by a pair of neighbors who know them and their stories well.
They just needed somebody to represent the neighbors to meet the president. We were asked to do that. We met the president, and then we got to walk the president over to meet our neighbors, which was probably more special to us than for us to just meet the president ourselves, to let him meet all these good people.
A moment with a learning lesson, they say, and one giving those experiencing tragedy some hope.
Meet your neighbors.
Having a relationship with your neighbors.
On good days, it's great to know your neighbors, but on bad days, it's also great to know your neighbors.
Don't lose hope in anything, any situation in life, and you just got to smile and press forward.
Reporting in Cookeville, Elizabeth Kubel, WATE 6 on your side.
All right, Elizabeth, thank you. Tonight, we are also hearing from some of our local first responders who answered the call to go to Middle Tennessee. Captain Matthew Beavers with the Knoxville Fire Department saying they sent 12 crew members in their technical rescue team to Putnam County. Beavers says that further in those crews got, the worse the damage was.
I've not seen any tornado damage like this. This was massive. I've never seen a tornado with that amount of energy and power.
Knox County Rescue Squad also heading out to help those in Middle Tennessee. Gary Sharp with the rescue squad echoing KFD, saying this was the worst damage they've seen in their career.
We've been on several tornado responses before. This was the most dramatic I had seen in the history from rescue squad service here. The width and the length of the devastation was quite astounding.
Now, support still coming in for all those people impacted in Middle Tennessee. The Clinton Strong Group collecting supplies like water and other essentials to deliver to Putnam County tomorrow.
Because it's just a good thing to be able to give back to people and show your support. It just makes me feel like a better person.
And as Middle Tennessee continues to recover, there are ways that you can help out. And for a look at how to give to several different organizations like the American Red Cross and Knoxville Pays It Forward, look for this story on WATE.com. Well, the Tennessee Department of Health announcing the state's 11th pediatric flu death for this flu season. A health department spokesperson saying 6 of the flu deaths came from East Tennessee, 3 from Middle Tennessee, and 2 in West Tennessee. The state says the virus circulating the most is the A strand of the flu. Well, the driver accused in a deadly wrong-way crash entering a guilty plea today. Kara Wakefield pleading guilty to vehicular homicide and reckless endangerment. She has now been sentenced to 10 years. You may recall the deadly crash happened back in May, claiming the life of Darrell Williams. Now, a toxicology report had revealed that 4 hours after the wreck, Wakefield's blood alcohol content was still at 1.5%. An inmate who escaped the Fentress County Jail and stole a police car in 2019 is now back behind bars. The Highway Patrol saying they stopped Stephanie Briggs on I-40 in Putnam County yesterday for a traffic violation. THP saying she gave a fake name. An investigation finding Briggs had assumed the identity of another person. She was arrested on felony warrants and felony identity theft. Briggs's previous charges include escape, assault on an officer, and theft. In other news, 21 people on the Grand Princess cruise ship docked off the California coast are now testing positive for coronavirus. This according to Vice President Mike Pence.
Among those tested, 46 persons were swabbed. 21 of those on the ship tested positive for the coronavirus. 24 tested negative. 1 test was inconclusive.
Now, 19 of the 21 infected are crew members. More than 3,500 people remain on the ship. It has been docked off the coast of California since a 71-year-old passenger on a previous voyage died from the coronavirus. Also today, the first case of coronavirus has been confirmed in Kentucky. Kentucky Governor Matt Beshear announcing the patient is in Lexington and is being treated in isolation. Also, we should point out another case confirmed late tonight in the state of Hawaii. Meanwhile, the state health department announcing today the household contacts of the first coronavirus patient in Tennessee have tested negative. Yesterday, we told you officials announced the state's first case, a 44-year-old Williamson County man who flew from Boston to Nashville. Again, his household contacts now testing negative. The health department reiterating today the coronavirus is not widespread in Tennessee and the overall risk to the public remains low. All right, don't go anywhere. We're going to check in with Ken Weathers coming up after the break. And of course, we are also waiting for a press conference to start after the TBI announced that authorities found remains believed to be those of 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell. Keep it right here. We're going to be right back.
Now, here's Knoxville's most accurate forecast from the WATE 6 on your side storm team.
You've been outside, you already know it's cold, and it's going to stay that way overnight tonight. Chilly conditions. The good news is more sunshine for tomorrow. May not help temperatures a lot, but it's sunny and it's dry. and it looks like it'll stay dry through the rest of the weekend as well, and should be a little warmer by the time we get to Sunday, which is certainly going to be a nice thing. Let me show you the satellite radar replay. Really starting to see the light snow we had earlier today taper off. Same thing up along the Kentucky-Virginia border. We still have a little bit of cloud cover left over here. That should be thinning, though, shortly. And with that, that's going to allow those temperatures to drop off pretty quickly. 24-hour temperature change is basically showing how much colder it is right now compared to this time yesterday. And it is noticeably cooler. 13 degrees cooler Williamsburg, Kentucky. 11 degrees cooler in Oneida and Jamestown, and about 8 degrees cooler here in Maryville. We're sitting at 39 for Knoxville and Maryville right now. 37 Loudon, Madisonville, and Tellico Plains. And 36 for Williamsburg, Middlesboro, and very close to the freezing mark in Harlan, Kentucky. They're sitting at 33 degrees right now. Overnight lows, upper 20s, low 30s, a pretty good bet for just about everybody. We'd have to get those clouds to break up to see some, a hard scattered frost, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some, especially in some well-sheltered areas. Talked about the sunshine tomorrow, maybe a few morning clouds, but plenty of afternoon sun. Temperatures kind of slow to recover, though. We're talking upper 40s to right around 50 degrees, but it's dry. We've got sunshine. No real complaints here. Gets better Sunday. I told you about warmer temperatures. We'll be about 10 to maybe 12 degrees warmer on average Sunday compared to Saturday, just about area wide. Mid to upper 50s, even some low 60s across the valley. 62 Knoxville and Loudon, 63 in Madisonville, 62 in Athens and in Dayton. It should be nice. Let's talk about the setup with this, though, as we head into early next week. Very comfortable conditions with the high sitting right over us. That's going to give us the quiet conditions Sunday morning. As that slides eastward, though, we'll see some high thin clouds spread in from the west. But what it's also going to do is going to allow the clockwise wind flow to bring up some southerly winds or warmer air from the Gulf of Mexico. So it is bringing up warm air, but it's also bringing up a little bit of moisture as well. But it stays dry into Sunday. This is 11 o'clock. Monday, heading off to work, to school. We've got some clouds around, but we're staying dry, so no need for the umbrella Monday either. It looks dry. Just notice those clouds really starting to increase through the day. This is 4 o'clock. See the red arrows? At least 15 to 20 mile per hour winds as well. So strong southerly winds warming us up as well as we go through the day Monday, but staying dry during the daylight hours. Stopping again at 11 Monday night. We see those showers starting to creep in from the west, and that will be the case, it looks like, Monday night into Tuesday, increasing opportunities for some rain across the area. 7-day forecast. Let me show you quickly what we're looking at. Some rain chances returning next week with some showers and storms looking likely, especially by the time we get into Tuesday, all the way into next week as well. Bo?
All right, Ken, thank you very much. Right now, I want to take you to the Tri-Cities, a press conference concerning the discovery of the remains believed to be that of missing toddler Evelyn Boswell, now underway. Let's take a listen.
For your assistance in sharing information about this case from the very beginning. This is certainly not the update we had hoped to provide this evening. Before we get started, you should know that this is a very active investigation. We understand that you have a lot of questions, but please understand, in order to preserve the integrity of the investigation, there's not a lot that we can release at this time. Sheriff Jeff Cassidy is going to give a brief statement, followed by District Attorney General Barry Staubus. Sheriff.
I'm Jeff Cassidy, Sheriff of Sullivan County. I first want to thank the community for their outpouring of love, support, and prayers for the last 17 days when sweet Evelyn was first reported missing. I want to thank the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and our detectives and officers for their persistence, dedication, and hard work in trying to locate Evelyn. This evening, we received information that led TBI agents and Sullivan County detectives to a property belonging to a family member of Evelyn's mother in the 500 block of Muddy Creek Road in Blumpville. During the search, investigators discovered human remains believed to be those of a 15-month-old girl. The remains will be sent for an autopsy and a positive identification. At this time, the investigation is in the very early stages. There's a lot of work left to be done, and right now, this is the extent of what we can provide today. I would now like to introduce our District Attorney General, Barry Staubus, who can advise you how the case will progress from here on forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you, Jim.
I first want to say I want to thank law enforcement. We've been involved as part of the investigation since its inception, and it's been an excellent working relationship with our office and the TBI, the Sheriff's Department, and the FBI. And at this point, as the Sheriff pointed out, we're just in the beginning stages of the investigation. And at this point, we're just going to continue working. There's a lot of work to still be done, and at that we will evaluate our case and what we're going to do next after we conclude our investigation. So based on what has happened tonight, there's a lot of work to be done forensically and just old-fashioned investigative work. So thank you.
Thank you for coming.
All right, so again, you have been watching. It was a very short news conference tonight. This is out of the Tri-Cities tonight. You heard several different agencies speaking again, but being confirmed there from Sheriff Jeff Cassidy in Sullivan County that human remains believed to be that of a 15-month-old were discovered on the property belonging to a family member of Evelyn Boswell's mother, Megan Boswell. Right now, they still say that there's still a lot to be looked at. This is still an active investigation. We're going to continue to follow this for you and, of course, keep you up to date both on air and online at WATE.com. All right, that's it for right now. Stay with us, folks. We're going to talk some sports coming up for you after the break.
Orange and White Nation Report, sponsored by your Greater Knoxville Honda dealers.
The Lady Vols running into the Kentucky Wildcats at the SEC tournament tonight. Kentucky's lineup features 3 from Tennessee, including Kiki McKinney, who played ball right down the street at Fulton. Wildcats head coach Matthew Mitchell, also a graduate assistant under Pat Summitt back in 2000, helping the Lady Vols reach the national title game. Lady Vols have never missed the NCAA tournament. Some experts believed a win was needed tonight for Tennessee to even earn a spot in 2020. The first quarter against the Cats belonged to Lou Brown, the Aussie, scoring 8 straight points for Tennessee in the first, but the Lady Vols would only score 13 in the whole quarter. McKinney came to play for Kentucky, the former Fulton Falcon, finding her range. A couple of jumpers for her early gave Kentucky the 23-15 lead. Turnovers a problem again for the Lady Vols. 12 in the first half, 19 altogether. Renaya Davis looking to be the answer. 14 points for the All-SEC first-teamer. That didn't faze Ryan Howard, though. The SEC Player of the Year grew up in Cleveland, Tennessee. 24 points and 8 rebounds for the sophomore. Jordan Horston, she'd do her best to try to fight back. Howard, though, just making it rain from long range. Horston did pull the game within 17. Her first postseason game and scoring 24 tonight for the Lady Vols, but Kentucky drained 11 from downtown. The Wildcats, the 17th team to hit 11 or more threes in an SEC tournament game. Tennessee never led. It was 86-65 the final. Now Jordan Kramer is live tonight in Greenville, right there on the court. And Jordan, Kentucky just too much for the Lady Vols tonight.
Absolutely, Marshall. The Wildcats had one of their best shooting performances of the conference slate, but still, the nail in Tennessee's coffin tonight was one that they ultimately hammered in themselves, and it's been an issue all season long. I'm talking turnovers. Tennessee committed 19 turnovers that the Wildcats cashed in to 19 points. The stat line more frustrating as it followed a night where the Lady Vols had a season low in turnovers, committing just 10 against Mizzou. When I asked Renaya Davis, was it something that Kentucky was doing differently, she said no, that their turnover woes are solely self-inflicted.
I really think it was us. I think, like, especially in the first half, there were times where we weren't even connecting on passes. Passes weren't even hitting people's hands. They were just going straight out of bounds or straight to the other team. So, I mean, that to me is just like a lack of communication or just awareness, knowing where your teammate is, if they're moving around and stuff. We got to clean that area up. I just feel like it's focus. This is focus. Everybody's got to be on the same page. Just value the basketball, value each possession, and just play with confidence. I feel like we was a little on our heels, and when we're playing on our heels, that's not our game. That's not our best game.
As you mentioned, the Lady Vols NCAA tournament fate up in the air. When I asked some of the players to make a case for themselves, well, they said, we've won 20 games. We tied for 3rd in the SEC. That should say something. Reporting in Greenville, South Carolina, I'm Jordan Kramer, WATE Sports.
All right, Jordan, thanks. We're going to turn to Tennessee baseball. Entered tonight, one of 4 teams in the country, still undefeated. Starting a series with Wright State today and trailing 4-2 in the 8th inning, and here come the Vols. Alaric Solari starting the comeback with an RBI double to left. On the very next pitch, Luke Lipschitz stepping in, sending Solari home. This RBI single to center going to knot the game at 4. Tony Vitello would turn to Redmond Walsh on the mound. The Alcoa native dialed up a pair of groundouts, 2 outs and 1 on for Alex Anders, and that's going to drop into center and put the Raiders in front. The Vols fall 5-4 after starting last season 15-0. The Vols opened 2020 though on a 13-game winning streak.
My smart aleck response, if you hear the word streak, that's a bad pair of underwear to me. So it's a team that prepares as well as any in January and February, and that needs to be a staple of our program. And I think that'll spill over into wins early in the season going into conference. So to this point, no team's gone 56-0. So you got to expect that you're going to lose a game. So the team can choose to make it a positive, and now that it's behind us, move on and play better baseball because of it.
All right, Wright State getting it done against Tennessee. That series will continue tomorrow afternoon at 2. We're back after this. Stay with us.
Welcome back. A local man's mission to return a family Bible is one step closer to becoming reality. Now, more than 9 months after the Martin family Bible was found in an Oak Ridge thrift shop, Leo York tells us he has been in contact with the great-granddaughter of its original owners. York saying the great-granddaughter of Ada Martin contacted him this morning from Florida, saying she saw our original story from WAT.com. York telling us he feels great knowing the Martin family has been found. He says he went to the post office today to get a box to ship it to her. Looks like everything there's working out, definitely. Hey, have yourself a great weekend. Don't forget, join Good Morning Tennessee tomorrow morning at 5.